in 1967, where the distinction between an automobile and a motor vehicle, the New Hampshire Supreme Court already decided it. She said, well, can't you agree that you could appeal it? No, I'm not appealing something that's already been settled.
Right.
The law is the law.
Exactly.
No, not what you want.
If she can't accept the New Hampshire Supreme Court's ruling back then that an automobile is consumer goods, why? Because RSA, that's what it is, Revised Statutes Annotated, A, then you go to 9-109, consumer goods.
Yep.
And that's what the automobile is. So you don't need a license to travel in an automobile.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to, guess what? Taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Pay your town taxes. How much did you pay on your automobile?
Oh,
town tax?
every birthday it's about $350
There you go.
just to be able
It's
to
all bringing
register
in,
my car.
Bringing in the paper.
Yep.
Bring the paper in, not gold or silver. It's commercial paper.
Yep.
Just one thing to follow up with what you said, Dick. Me and Dean have said this numerous times on the show, and that is, if you don't exercise your right,
You don't have any.
you don't have any.
Thank you.
And driving without a license is exercising your right. You have the right to travel. The law says so. I don't care what a judge says. I don't care what the Supreme Court says. They do not interpret the constitutionality of the law. The people do, through the court of record and the common law grand jury. That's why it's in there, and that's why it was taken away from us, so that our system could turn into a corrupt, organized crime ring, and it's working fine for them. It isn't working fine for the people. So
Yep.
please, exercise your rights.
You familiar with Chris Ann Hall?
Pardon me?
Chris Ann Hall?
That name
She,
rings a
she
bell.
teaches the Constitution. She starts out with, how many of you in the audience know the five rights that you have in the First Amendment? And generally nobody knows all five. And then she'll ask the question, how do you know if you don't know your rights, how do you know they haven't already been
Yeah.
taken from you?
Right.
You are.
So,
Exactly.
Exactly. It's an educational effort. That's what, and I want to thank you, gentlemen, for the privilege of permitting me to.
The privilege is ours, Dick.
No,
believe me.
really, it's a privilege to be here, and I thank you for letting me participate, and hopefully get some of the people that are viewing this to start doing a little thinking and talking with their friends and relatives and neighbors that we have got. Now, I mentioned before the Michigan Jural Society. That's
Yeah.
something I'm interested in,
Yep.
in establishing here, and we got to get that in here, whether we, the people, can recover.
It's
Well, that
established.
much we
The
had.
paperwork I gave you establishes it. By the way, we the people, the Assembly of Common Law for New Hampshire, which is like what Sticks is talking about, has a conference call every Monday at 6:30, and I'll give you the phone number. It's 1-712-770-4908. The access code is 384-885-pound. And anybody in the state of New Hampshire is welcome to come on this.
we're doing just what you were talking about there with the
Exactly.
Michigan Journal
That's already
Society.
started. Oh, that's
We're
great.
working
yeah.
on it. Yeah.
That's great. I'm glad, happy to hear that.
So we want your-
I'd like to participate.
we want your
As soon as I get
collaboration.
my table cleared of this nonsense.
Absolutely,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be
absolutely.
able to
Yeah.
put some time into it.
I know you're busy with that stuff, Dick, and trying to help those constituents out of New Hampshire, but we need people like you on that platform. And others, like I said, get that guy from New Hampshire, I forget his name,
Well, I'll
ask
tell
him
you,
to get in
I'll tell
touch
you,
with me.
It's Ian Freeman, or his actual name is Bernard. He's a talk show host for freekeen.com.
Yep.
And Ian has been very faithful
Yep.
in videoing all of my testimony
Yep.
in that I've been up there. Like,
Yep.
and you'll see them because you're going free, and you'll be able to see them.
Yep.
And you can see the testimony that I presented to these.
Crooks.
Corporate crooks.
Yep.
Yep.
Call them what
Yeah,
they
I
are,
saw
they're
'em.
crooks.
Yep. They are.
All right, we're about to close out here. I just want to mention that next week, you wanted to tee that up?
Oh, yes, next week, we're going to have Susan DeLemus on remotely from her house, I believe, through phone. And I don't have a phone number. I meant
Yeah.
to
So
get
was
it.
one of
and I
my
totally
colleagues in the
forgot.
last session.
Yes.
Uh,
We just saw her at the rally this weekend
Yeah.
for Jerry, her
Yeah,
husband.
it should be an interesting situation. And the week after that, I wanted to mention this also real quick. We're having Dan Itzy, who's a state representative from the Fremont area, in a debate with Dan Richards on the subject of court of record and common law. And I think it's going to be extremely interesting. I hope everybody watches this. I know that if you're in the city of Manchester, you can see it live outside of that, it'll be on YouTube on Inform New Hampshire.
Yep, this program, Inform New Hampshire, is also posted to YouTube, also called Inform New Hampshire, and we also have a Facebook group called Inform New Hampshire. So feel free to stop by and subscribe and hit the like button. We would appreciate it. We greatly appreciate you tuning in. Dick Marple, it's fabulous to have you here. We thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for the
You're a-
listeners.
you're
I
a-
appreciate
Dick,
the
thank you.
You're a
opportunity.
gracious and
It's a pleasure.
profound guest. We appreciate it. So everyone have a great week, and we'll see you next week.